Happy day, students. This is class science, chapter 7, fiber to fabric, part 2 video. So, in part 1 video, we have studied about wool fiber in detail and wool. So, fiber
In
to
this video,
fabric,
we will
the
study
different
about
process we have
the
studied. Silk. So, we all know the silk is called the queen of textiles. We all know where we get the silk obtained from. Yes, the silk is obtained from silk fibers. So the silkworms will spin the silk fibers, the silk or also the animal fibers. If you see the characteristics or the properties of silk, the silk is very strong, shiny, and lustrous fibers. Yes, lustrous fibers. So when we occasionally go, we wear silk saris. So silk is very rich. It gives you a very rich look also. So like animal hair, the silk does not conduct heat, and therefore we can say yes, it is a very good insulator. And due to silk cloths, these cloths are cool in summer and warm in winter. If you know that one type of wool called mulberry silk, it comes from 90% from the states like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, etc. Let's see how the process made. Before that, let's study about what is called sericulture. So the rearing and the management of silkworm for obtaining the silk, that only we call it as sericulture. So sericulture is the breeding and the raising of silkworms in order to obtain the silk from them. This process only we call it as sericulture. Next we will see the life cycle of silk moth. So the silk fiber is spun by silkworms that are larvae of the insects. That only we call it as silk moth. Actually there are 4 stages. The first stage is laying of eggs. Second is caterpillar or larvae. Third is cocoon. And fourth is silk moth. So in the cocoon stage itself, the process actually the cocoon only the silk will layer itself with a cocoon. That cocoon only it contains the silk for fibers. So here only the silk actually the insect is killed and then we are getting the silk fiber. Let's move on to the each. So what happens? The first stage, the female silk moth will lay eggs at a time. And next, the eggs latch into a larva called silkworms or caterpillar. They feed and grow in sizes. What they will feed? They will feed on the mulberry leaves for about how many weeks? 3 to 4 weeks. And then during this process, what happens? The larva, each larva will shed its skin for 4 times, 3 to 4 times. And this process only we call it as molting. And next is the cocoon stage. So the silkworm will start to weave a net around itself for its support. It then moves its head to the shape of 8, number 8, while secreting a filament made up of protein. Okay, so when it is exposed to air, actually that fibers will hard. That only we call it as silk fiber. So this hard structure, nothing but the cocoon, will complete covers its body of the silkworm and now we call it as pupa. So the silk fiber is extracted from the cocoon of the silk moth. And the fourth stage is, so inside the cocoon, the pupa develops into the adult moth. So then adult moth will mate each other and then the cycle continues. So in this pupa stage itself, people will unwind the silk thread from the cocoon and weave into silk cloth. So this is what we studied. This is the mulberry tree. So the female larvae, actually the larvae will feed on this mulberry leaves only. So next we will see after the cocoon process, what has been done? The rearing of silkworm. So what happens? The eggs what we are collected are warmed to a suitable temperature. So this allows the eggs them to hatch into silkworms or the caterpillars. So the silkworms, what they will do, you can see in this picture, they are kept in the clean bamboo trays. You can see the silkworms actually this leaves are mulberry leaves. They fed on the mulberry leaves. So freshly chopped mulberry leaves were put into this bamboo chamber, and for 3 to 4 weeks, nearly we can say like 25 to 30 days, they eat this mulberry leaves and grow in size. So when they stop eating, what happens? The people, the rearers, the people who are working on this, we can say as rearers, they move into a chamber where they spin cocoons. And what happens? The cocoons are collected and boiled, or it can be kept under the sun or exposed to steam. Actually, this process we call it as reeling of the silk. So the process separates out the silk fibers. So when the cocoons are collected and boiled, what happens inside that pupa? Actually, it gets killed. So reeling of the silk process is nothing but process it separates the cocoon fiber from the silk fiber. So and it is carried out nowadays in special machines also. So reeling of the silk, the cocoon threads are processed to be used as silk. So the silk fibers are then spun, drawn and rolled into threads. The extracted silk fibers are spun to form the silk yarns, which are used by the weavers to weave silk cloths. So as we studied like the occupational hazard in wool, the people who are doing the sorter process will get that anthrax disease. Likewise, even those who are working in this process silk industry also health hazards like they will get respiratory disorders, backaches, vision related problems are also associated with the sericulture industry. Next, we will see the discovery of silk. So, according to an old Chinese legend, the Emperor Si Lung Chi, they only have found out that some natural animal fibers like silk. So, actually, when they are having tea from the tree, a silkworm that the caterpillar fell down into the tea. So then the emperors were questioned about this, where we got this. Then they followed the silkworm, how it is made, and from the cocoon, they discovered that it contains the fibers. So the silk industry history began in China, and hence the route they travel, they call it as the Silk Route. Thank you, children.